Throughout the 1960s, the Soviet KGB made remarkable advances with their paranormal research. As the initial stages of their program focused on microwave energy, the latter included psychic mind control. Some conspiracy theorists believe the 1978 World Chess match was a testing ground for this newly discovered mind manipulation, as you will see as ParanormalTV offers a truth-be-told story on this forgotten Soviet research. Recently, KGB files have come to light which expose the Soviets' continued fascination with telepathy and other forms of mind control.
And it was very prestigious to be a winner and to get all the gold medals at the Olympics and all this sort of thing. So they also went in at chess competitions, and that's one where there's a lot of documented evidence that they did use devices or they used hypnotists to influence the players.
Experts in the West worked under the assumption that the KGB would want to keep such advances secret. But it was eventually discovered that the Soviets had a different agenda. They would use their paranormal research right out in the open for the whole world to witness. Building more bombers, tanks, and nuclear missiles wasn't the only goal of the Soviet Union. The Russians intended to fight the Cold War on a purely psychological level as well. Bagayo City, the Philippines, the site of the 1978 World Chess Championship. 27-year-old Anatoly Karpov, the title holder of the time, was pitted against internationally renowned Viktor Korchnoi. Korchnoi, the former Soviet chess champion, had defected to the West in 1976, leaving behind his wife and son. Korchnoi made no secret of the fact that he was planning to use the chess match, which had attracted the attention of the international media, as a public platform to call on the Russians to release his family. One can only imagine how embarrassing this scenario would be for the Soviets if Karpov, Russia's golden boy, was defeated at their national pastime by a former citizen, a defector no less. Normally, the KGB would eliminate Korchnoi before he posed a problem. In other words, he would simply disappear or die under mysterious circumstances. Standard operating procedure for the Soviet intelligence network.
The KGB had an assassination program, but it covered only individuals who were sentenced to death either in absentia or otherwise. Political dissidents, enemies of the Soviet system, former Soviet citizens, they were targeted for assassination.
But there was too much attention on Korchnoi. The KGB would have to resort to other methods to ensure Karpov's victory.
There was a team of KGB specialists in the Philippines. They especially were assigned to that chess championship, just to influence Mr. Korchnoi. And to destroy his ability to win, of course. That was the major goal.
The KGB turned to Vladimir Zhukauer, a well-known Soviet parapsychologist. Although it appeared that Dr. Zhukauer was a passive observer of the match, Korchnoi himself accused him of being a hypnotist.
During the game between Korchnoi and Karpov, it is believed by many Russian researchers that Karpov used psychics on his side to bend Korchnoi's will and to make sure that he loses. Apparently, Korchnoi realized it himself because he made a lot of noise about this. Karpov was one of the wonder boys of the Soviet chess scene, and the Soviet Union would pull no brakes to win. And people in the Soviet Union talked quite openly among themselves about psychics being used by Soviets to make sure that Karpov wins.
Dr. Zhukauer had a remarkable effect on Korchnoi right from the beginning of the match. Known for his aggressive and dynamic way, Korchnoi appeared unsure, hesitant, and his confidence diminished as the games progressed.
I believe that in his mind he always used to say, well, you are a traitor of the Soviet people. You should stop fight against Karpov. You should stop. You must not fight against him. You must lose.
Even though he was moved to the rear of the auditorium, Korchnoi still felt the overwhelming influence of Dr. Zukauer. The match itself lasted for a record 78 days, 32 full games. In the end, Korchnoi was defeated. When Korchnoi complained to the Soviets, they explained that Zukauer was simply studying Korchnoi, observing his body language, and passing on advice to Karpov. But was there more to it? More than what the television cameras picked up? Did Zukauer, the Soviets' parapsychologist, hold the preeminent chess master's highly trained mind in his grip?